Okay, now we're going to go through how to add just some other basic interesting elements to your city. Of course, you're going to want to fill this up with a lot more windows and signs and doors and things like that, so it looks like some real city buildings here. But there's some other really fun things that you can add. First thing I'm going to show you is a stop sign. So I want to add a stop sign here in the corner. A lot of times, let's say if it's in the sidewalk, there's gonna need to be a little square kind of cut out for it. So I'm lining up to the left vanishing point and making a little line. I'm gonna line up to the right vanishing point and make a little line from either end. And then connect it back to this vanishing point. So that's where my stop sign is going to come from. So I'm going to start somewhere in the middle. I'm going to go straight up, then give it a little width, and make another straight up line. And I'm going to line up to my vanishing point to give that a bottom and a top. Now the top of the pole will also be the bottom of the stop sign, so I'll make it a little wider. I'm going to find where the top of my stop sign is going to be. So let's say it's about there. Now I want to get these, I'm just going to kind of make a square, more like a rectangle right now to start, so that the edges are cut off the same place. Okay, now stop signs have 8 sides, so there's going to be basically another side on the outsides and then diagonals in between them. So I'm just kind of guessing on this right now, and I'll kind of line these up too like I did with the other ones to make a rectangle. Okay, so that my ends are lined up. And then the last part would be just to make a diagonal to connect these edges. Okay, and then erase all the lines on there. Now this stop sign would be for traffic coming this way, so we don't need to write anything on it. It would just be the back of the stop sign. Okay, so we have a stop sign. City corners might also have a fire hydrant, so probably cut out a little box for the fire hydrant also. Okay, so first I'm going to make straight verticals. Kind of line the bottoms up to the same side vanishing point, but then I kind of want to round that bottom a little bit. Fire hydrants are usually rounded. Okay, figure out where my top is going to be. Have it be up here, and that's going to be rounded out too, and a little wider than the bottom. Connect to that vanishing point again. Okay, and then I need the little hose part sticking out, and I'll just follow this vanishing point and have it sticking out to the side a little bit. This isn't perfect. You could experiment with other ways to do a fire hydrant for sure, but this is just one way you could do it. You can go ahead and look up a picture of a fire hydrant too. Okay. Add some vertical lines. horizontal lines. Okay, so something like that. Let's say I want to add a car. So I'm going to add a car over here, kind of stopped at this stop sign. So I also need to work within the vanishing points for adding a car. So I'm going to connect to this vanishing point and draw kind of my baseline there. And this is kind of for the front of the car. So I don't have to go up too high, but do another line there. Okay, and then for the base of the car, I'm going to connect from this side back. Now right here, I'm going to kind of make this look like a box. The car is going to look way too boxy at first. So straight vertical lines. Okay, now I'm kind of going to connect this part also back towards the vanishing point. All right, and this part as well. Okay, now this is kind of the hood of the car. So at this point, I'm going to make the windshield. The windshield is at an angle, so I'm not going to follow the vanishing point. What I do want to do, start this angle, make kind of my own vanishing point, so somewhere way up here towards the top of the paper. And then connect from the bottom of the windshield over, so it starts in the same place, and then line this side of the windshield up to that point that I made. That's not going to be 100% perfect, but it will make the windshield look a little more realistic. I'm going to decide where I want the top of my windshield to be. Okay. And now each corner is going to recede to the same side vanishing point. Okay, and then over to the opposite side vanishing point to close this off at the top of the car. And then usually it's going to angle back a little bit in the back here. And we're kind of just going to close it off in the back there. Okay, so now I can round out these edges so it doesn't look so boxy. And I could even kind of erase this line of the hood if I wanted to. Kind of smooth out these edges. I'm going to add headlights. I might want to round out the bottom a little bit. Can add a license plate. And for that I'd want to make sure to do straight vertical lines also and line up to the vanishing point. I can put whatever I want on here. Okay, and then for the doors, straight vertical lines. Add my window in there. Now for the tire, in perspective, it's not going to look like a perfect circle. It's going to look more like an oval. And the one in the back is going to be smaller. And you're going to see a little width to it there. Okay, I could add like windshield wipers here. I could draw some of the details of the interior of the car, the steering wheel, whatever I want to do, or just kind of gloss it over. Round out these edges, make some erasing, and there we have a car drawn in perspective.